So we've been watching a pretty great Western Conference Finals series between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Denver Nuggets. A series that has shown us the ability of Jamal Murray to still put up great numbers against a really great defensive team, the playmaking abilities of Nikola Jokic, and the greatness of LeBron James and Anthony Davis once again. At the time of this video, the Lakers are up 3-1, which, based on this playoffs, there can only be one possible outcome. The Denver Nuggets are going to the finals. No, but seriously, I have no idea whether this Nuggets team can actually come back against this Lakers team because 1, LeBron James would never let that happen, and 2, I think this Lakers team is just more equipped to deal with situations like this than the Utah Jazz and even the Clippers. So that's why I didn't make a video called "The Lakers Are in Trouble," because, well, they're not. However, if the Nuggets win Game 5, they will be in trouble because you cannot give any kind of confidence to this Nuggets team. But overall, we've still had a pretty great Western Conference Finals to watch so far. Unfortunately, the main story of the series on both sides has not been the incredible play, but it has been the officiating. Because after Game 1, the Nuggets complained, then after Game 3, the Lakers complained. And both times there was a very clear indicator afterwards of there possibly being influence. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about the officiating in every game this series, and we're going to be determining whether this has actually had as big of an impact on the series as people are saying. But before we begin, if you're new here, I'm Double D. I'm a huge basketball fan and I make NBA videos here on YouTube. So if you're also an NBA fan, or just a basketball fan in general, feel free to hit the sub button, and click the bell to be notified when I upload more videos just like this one. Also feel free to follow my Twitch, it is on the screen, and it's also down below in the description. Alright, let's get into the video. Okay, so in order for us to really see what's going on here, we first need to see what happened in Game 1, because that's the thing that set off the chain reaction of events that has us where we are now. So in Game 1, here's a compilation of fouls that were called just on Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. Now, some of these are fouls, but others are just laughable. So this combined with the fact that the Lakers shot 25 free throws in the second quarter, yes, 25, that led to the Denver Nuggets complaining, for lack of a better word, to the league about the officiating in Game 1. And they sort of have a case here. But then we move on to Game 2, where Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic would shoot 20 free throws combined, meaning they shot one more free throw than the entire Laker team. And LeBron would shoot just 4 free throws. But Game 3 was even worse, because LeBron would shoot 2 free throws, and Jeremy Grant would shoot 12. At this point, the Lakers then complained to the league about the fouls, or lack of fouls they had been getting, and so we get to Game 4 where LeBron shoots 14 free throws, Anthony Davis shoots 14 free throws, Nikola Jokic and Torrey Craig both have 5 fouls, and Jeremy Grant had 4. And now we're at the point where the Nuggets have complained again to the league about the officiating. I will say that I've been watching the playoffs ever since I knew what basketball was. I have never seen this amount of complaining in a single series other than the Houston Rockets. But I will also say that if both teams are constantly complaining about the officiating game after game, there may be something very wrong here. Because while people do their best to say that it's fair by posting these numbers, we're all watching the games. There have been terrible calls on both sides. And the perfect example of this is Game 4. So second play of the game and we're here, they wasted no time. Now, this is a foul. There's literally no way around it, that's a clear reach in. And it's really surprising that they didn't call it, because if this would have happened at, say, half court, or he took the foul right after the turnover to stop the fast break, they would have called it. So that's a bad no call. Now, again here, I'm not sure how you can possibly call a foul on Danny Green here, because this is just, the man is just playing defense. Like, he wasn't even really bumping into him. So yeah, that's a bad call. But here we see LeBron does his patented stiff arm when driving to the rim. You can see here he fully extends his off arm, and instead of being called for the offensive foul, he ends up going to the free throw line. So that's another bad foul on their part. But here is just what LeBron has been dealing with for his entire career, really. He drives in and finds himself among 4 Nuggets jerseys. He gets hit here, but it's a no call somehow. And I mean, that's really it for the first half. I mean, there weren't really that many calls that were just blatantly bad. Most of them were pretty normal. But now here's where the problem comes in. Because at halftime it was reported that we had yet another complaint about the officiating. LeBron James stayed after the buzzer to debate with referee James Capers, before eventually departing to the locker room. Now, I'm not gonna go through all of the questionable calls that happened in the second half, just the ones that were pretty blatantly bad for multiple reasons. So here's the play that could very well change the series. Anthony Davis goes up for a jump shot and lands awkwardly on Paul Millsap's foot, causing him to turn his ankle. Except he didn't. Now, I've seen multiple replays of this play, but I can't find them all. I can only find this one. But I was never really able to see where exactly his foot made contact with Paul Millsap, even if it did. Like, it really just looked like an awkward landing, even from another angle. But still, this was reviewed for a flagrant, which is to be expected on a play like this. It wasn't ruled a flagrant, and so the game goes on. But real quick, I just want you guys to hear how late this whistle actually is.
Davis shoots it. Nothing there, and a whistle.
Like, late whistles are probably the most frustrating thing about refs. Like, bro, if you saw the foul, just call it there. What's the point of seeing if he made the shot or not? Like, how does that decide whether it was a foul or not? I never understood that, and I probably will never understand it, and yet it'll probably keep happening anyway. But, let's move on. And here we see the call that changed this game. Or the no call, I should say. Because Jamal Murray goes up, and LeBron gets the huge block. Except for the fact that he didn't even touch the ball. He literally got all arm. So then we have... Actually, this is one thing I wanted to talk about. I mean, we already knew that Bleacher Report is basically Laker Report or Braun Report or whichever one you want at this point, but this is just insane. The caption of this tweet is "LeBron shuts down Jamal Murray, shocked emoji," while having the replay that I just showed you in it. What? How can you have to have seen? Never mind, because that was just a huge no call. The Nuggets were down 3 points with 3 minutes left. If Jamal Murray got 2 free throws here, which he probably would have made, that cuts the lead to 1. But again, no call and the Lakers go up 5. That's a 4-point swing right there. Now, remember that call on Anthony Davis? Well, yeah. Now, you can make the case that, well, LeBron didn't get under him, so that's why it's not a foul. Well, Paul Millsap didn't get under Anthony Davis, and it was reviewed for a flagrant. Now, I have no problem with him calling the foul, but if you're gonna call it here, why not stay consistent on the other end? So I mean, overall, I feel like the refs in this series aren't really favoring one side over the other. They're just terrible. But of course, we're about to have an even bigger problem when Scott Foster inevitably gets put on one of the remaining games. Because that game, oh my god, that all hell's gonna break loose on Twitter when that happens. But we'll have to wait until that time comes. So, I want to know what you guys think. Has this series been ruined by officiating, or is it just the normal bad calls that are bound to happen during a game? But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new, hit the bell to be notified when I upload, comment down below what you want to see next, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, so real quick, I'm editing the video right now, and I just realized that I never showed this clip. So, LeBron bricks a 3, then he runs into Gary Harris, no call, but then down here, Jeremy Grant just slips, and now Kuz gets a foul called on him. Like, what are y'all looking at?